Hey, Mr. Boch, Mr. Scala here. I just want to say thank you for the times that you've covered for me. You've been willing to work with the students and kind of infusing your own kind of lessons into them. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for always listening to my problems and caring and trying to give me good advice.
Hi, Mr. Boch. We really appreciate you subbing for middle school, and I really enjoy your stories you tell to the class.
Hi, Mr. Boch. You are appreciated so much. I truly appreciate all the times you've subbed for me, especially when I was out on maternity leave. The kids always look forward to your presence in the building. They love chatting with you and they respect you. Thank you so much.
I want to say thank you for listening to us and seeking our attention of what is going on, and your feedback and your advice is always very helpful in times needed.
What I appreciate about Mr. Boch is he is always the substitute I can count on, and if I'm going to be out, I know that Mr. Boch is going to do everything he can possibly do to ensure that my classroom is awesome and amazing and the students are prepared when I come back. Thank you, Mr. Boch.
Hey, Mr. Boch. Thank you for always subbing.
Thank you for sticking up for us when somebody else is picking on us.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for subbing for our classes.
Thank you for subbing at the middle school. We appreciate you so much.
Hey, Mr. Boch. I just want to thank you for all the times you stepped up and subbed for my class. And I also really appreciate all the times that we chatted over the years where you gave advice and just a little bit of wisdom from all your years of teaching. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Boch. You cool guy. Thank you, Mr. Boch, man. You're real cool, man. Real nice, too.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for your services at our school. You don't look a day over 45.
Hi, Mr. Boch. I'm Tyler. Thank you for teaching us when our teachers are sick.
Hey, Mr. Boch, thank you for always sparking up a conversation. Your conversations are awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for always being such a good sport and always willing to come in and sub for us in the building. The kids love having you here. You're such a personable sub. Thanks again, Mr. Boch.
Mr. Boch, I would thank you for helping me and my classmates whenever you substitute. It means really much to me. It's like someone has really a lot of trust in all of us whenever a teacher is gone. So thank you, Mr. Boch, for everything that you did.
I appreciate Mr. Boch because my first year teaching here, I thought he was probably one of the nicest people that sought me out as a first year teacher here and made me feel welcomed, even though he was just one of our helpers in the building, one of our subs in the building. He really just sort of helped show me the ropes and really just sort of lets you know that he is willing and ready to help you when any problem might arise. He always seems to have a solution to everything. Super helpful guy.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for subbing and helping me. Yeah, I really got better with math.
Hey, Mr. Boch. Thanks for being a great teacher. You've always made class interesting.
Hey, Mr. Boch, thanks for all you do for the school. We really appreciate you. I really enjoy working all the games with you, and I look forward to many more years of working games with you. Thanks.
Hey, Mr. Boch, just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you. Anytime that I am gone or we are gone, we know that the kids are in amazing hands.
Yes, we absolutely love having you down here in Fayette because you know exactly what to do.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for all that time after school you want to help. No matter what it is, you always come through and help out. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for being an awesome role model for the kids. We know you bike and you run in the mornings, and we really appreciate that the kids respect you when you come here into our building as a guest teacher.
We appreciate you,
Mr. Boch.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for teaching me about computers in 4th grade.
And thank you for always making me laugh when I'm having a bad day.
Mr. Boch, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of our school district and putting a lot of time in the Beaver Dam Middle School as a substitute. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for everything you've done.
Thank you for helping BD and supporting us.
Well, I think Mr. Boch's always kind of been stable here. We can always, as teachers, rely on him to come in and sub for our classes. And whenever we come back, we know that our classes have been well handled, plans have been followed, and also too, the students responded really well. He builds really good relationships, and I think everyone just enjoys seeing him on a daily basis, whether it's here at school in classes or even outside during the athletic events.
Hey, Mr. Boch, you're my favorite substitute, and you're really funny. Like, I remember when we were in study hall and you were telling jokes, and I didn't know how to tell any jokes, and you called me out for it sometimes. But you're still great, and I'm always excited whenever you are a substitute for any of the classes, because you know so much about everything, and it's great.
Thanks, Mr. Boch, for being my go-to sub. I can always count on you. You're great.
Hey, Mr. Boch, thank you for putting up for our silliness.
Thank you for seeing the good in us
And understanding our point of view.
Mr. Boch is one of our best subs in the building. I always like when I know he's going to be subbing for me, because I can leave lesson plans that I might not necessarily leave for another sub, but I know he will do his very best to teach the lesson in the way that I would teach it. He is long-term subbed in our house many times, and he's always great about coming to team meetings and guiding students and listening to what the rest of the team members have to say, and also offering his suggestions for how we can better work with kids. So I think Mr. Boch is a valuable part of our building, and we would be hard-pressed without him.
Hi, Mr. Boch. Thank you for all the advice you've given me over all the years.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, for always being a reliable substitute when you come in, and I am never worried about leaving the kids with you. And also thank you for coming in and talking to the track kids every year and giving them the speech about how meets run.
Thank you, Mr. Boch, so much for being such a wonderful mentor to me. It really means a lot for me. You've taught me so many incredible things, and I can just not thank you enough for the impact that you've had on my life. You've really changed me as a human being.
Hey, Mr. Boch, we really appreciate all you do for us throughout the entire community, especially here at the middle school subbing, but also at the high school running the athletic events and being around and just showing your face and really caring about our kids. We love that you really are able to connect with them. You help them with their learning, and we just love that you do for them day in and day out.
I just want to say that I really enjoy seeing you, and I enjoy talking with you.
Hi, Mr. Boch. I really appreciate your hard work over the years. You really stepped up in the classrooms. And I always remember you coming in and reading poetry when I was a student, and when you come in and help out. And with that...
Hi, Mr. Boch. Thanks for always helping me with the math problems I needed re-explained.
Mr. Boch, thank you for being here every day, stepping into our classrooms and working with our students in our building. You do the impossible every day. You show up and work with new students, learn 25 plus more names a day, and help our students achieve their greatest level of success possible. So thank you for being a part of our learning environment, and from me and from all of us here at Beaver Dam Middle School, thank you so much for being you and being part of our community. Thank you.
Thanks for being a great help.
Hi, I would like to thank Mr. Boch for his flexibility and his willingness to pitch in wherever and whenever at the Beaver Dam Middle School. Your ability to work with kids and your dedication to our school is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
There you go.
Mr. Boch, thanks for all you do. You're the best.
Thank you for listening and seeing what we have to say.
Mr. Boch, we absolutely love having you down here in Fayette subbing. You know what you're doing, and we...
Hey, Mr. Boch. Hold on. Hi, Tom. Really appreciate you coming in all over the year. Hi, Tom. I really appreciate you coming in every... Oh, God. Restart.